A very good morning to you. Oh my word, you are in for a treat. This is a brand new launch by A Dash of Dee. Now, Dee Fitzsimmons is an illustrator, mixed media artist who creates whimsical artwork with heartfelt sentiment messages about self-care, hope and positivity. And this one is all about innocence, and it's all based on Dee's background, all based on her childhood, growing up, those thoughts, those emotions, those feelings that she felt, that she had around her at that particular time, and that really has been a part of Dee. And now that's something that she wants to share with you. This is Innocence, and Innocence, I've got a little thing here I'd like to read out to you if I can. Innocence, she went back to her darkest days and took her childhood self by the hand and led her to a place of protection, a place where she could feel loved and could experience the true feeling of innocence. Now, isn't that amazing? What would you say to your younger self if you were to meet them? What would you do differently? You know, there might be elements about your childhood that you wish you had somebody like yourself right now to put your arms around, just to keep you safe and to keep your mind on the right path. Well, that's what this is all about. So you may revisit your childhood, your youth, for example, or it might be something that you're feeling now that you're attracted to this for. Now, 460012 is your item number. The collection is absolutely marvellous. Now, already a quarter of the stock has gone. 32 stamps, you've got your 2 masks in there, and you've got your 4 phase sheets as well. We'll talk about those in a moment's time. Saving £20.50. Freedom members £49.47. It's an incredible price, and you can buy it also and divide the cost into 2. You're not dividing your products. You'll get all of those in one go through the post, but then you'll divide the cost over 2 months. Absolutely fantastic. Now, we do have artist Dee on the line right now. I do believe we've got her on Skype. Hello, Dee. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you, Dee. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for a fabulous collection.
I'm really excited.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, Dee, about you as an artist? 'Cause it's always nice to know a little bit of the background, because there's a little bit of you, a huge bit of you actually, within this collection.
Yeah, all of my part of me attached. I've always tuned into how I'm feeling, always trying to express myself through my art.
Now, with Innocence as well, something of course that is very close to your heart, because this is based on your childhood. What kind of message is this delivering to people?
I think it's good that you can always go back and certain things probably didn't work for you. I find that if I can go back and give myself things I wasn't able to have when young. So one of those things is being innocent and being kind, and that's where this came from.
Do you know,
and it was all.
Yeah, sorry, Dee, carry on.
So it's all about having dreams and abilities. So yeah.
Do you know what's nice about that? It's because we know when we get the stamps home, when we get the collection home, that it really has come from someone's heart over to our hearts, which gives us a lovely feeling when we're crafting. A lot of the time, that's what crafting's all about, taking yourself away to a moment where you can feel safe, and a way that you can bring out that creativity, maybe something that you didn't have when you were younger and not encouraged to do. So it's a nice way to bring that encouragement out, especially using this set. Now, we're going to say goodbye to Dee for the moment. So Dee, thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
Can't wait to see the demonstrations. Thank you so much. There's our lovely Dee. A Dash of Dee. You're going to get a Dash of Dee. Go and have a look on Facebook, because Dee will be teaching you how to draw. Do you know there is an artist in all of us? You might not know it, and you may probably never picked up a pen to draw, but give it a go and check out RD, A Dash of Dee, on Facebook and let her guide you through bringing out the inner artist in you. Right, the collection itself, I'm going to show you some samples because with those stamps, with those masks and those phrase sheets as well, you could make items like this. Now these are all from the design team at Clarity. I do need to give a special mention to Tina Ashton and Teresa Scott, who are also part of the design team as well, who are new to Dee's design team. This one, that one was by Julia Dunn. This one is by Teresa Scott. Isn't that lovely? So you don't always have to make huge pieces of artwork, cards or home decor. You could reduce it in size but still deliver that lovely message and lose yourself as you're developing those backgrounds. Lose yourself as you are putting down on paper, on canvas, those wonderful images. Maybe that's you. Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you know somebody that this might relate to. So you might want to make something for them. But as you are crafting with these stamps and with these masks in that lovely whimsical world of innocence, think about yourself. Have this as a time to just sit there before you even stamp. Just sit there, have a look at the collection, and also go and have a look at the words as well, the phase sheets that you are getting. I'm going to pick one of them up if you don't mind. They're in black and they're in white. I'm going to put my glasses on for this one. They're a little oversized, I didn't realise. On the internet they only look that big. Anyway, so you've got, now what you can do with these, you can actually cut into these. So you've got Innocence, so you can use that several times. Her childhood wonder return. Wonder is another word again, which is a lovely evoking word, isn't it? That you can cut out. So your phase sheets are there. She learned to trust her own innocence. You could use that. You could cut that out if you want to as well. So you've got those in black and you've got them in white. So that's the white text with the black background, and you've got the white background with the black text, so you can use those to start to make and create. So a couple of more samples to show you as well, because each and every time you stamp Innocence out, you might have another thought. You might want to use this for different feelings, different times in your life as well. And as we've said, might not be you, might be relating to a family member. This one is by Teresa. The next one, how lovely is that? Not using the main stamp, but using the stamps of the teddy bear, and that one is by Anne. Another wonderful design. Oh my goodness, already half the stock has gone. We're only 8 minutes in. This is a lovely sample, isn't it? Because for me, that looks like a background paper. But it's not. It's been made and created with the stamp, and that one is by Elaine. That is gorgeous. Stamping onto the background, and then of course making the background stand out with all the different elements that are on there. Oh, this is gorgeous. Now this is a why not deal. What do we mean by that? Well, as a Freedom member, you get your postage included. You also get great discounts, a member's badge and a newsletter each month. And here in the UK, that's £6.97. So if you become a Freedom member today, you will get the Freedom discount that's available on this item, which is £20.50. So it makes sense to become a Freedom member to get that saving. If you're not a Freedom member, you're saving £15.50. So it makes sense. And then you can be a Freedom member and get all your P&P included on all your products and great discounts like this one today. We are so super busy. Remember, you're getting everything in the post, £24.74, your first payment, no P&P if you're a Freedom member, and then we'll take another payment in a month's time. I know you're going to have some lovely moments sitting down and crafting with this collection. Right, we've got some demonstrations coming up now, and here's a lovely video from Dee herself.
So hi everyone, I just want to show you how I colour in my Innocence stamp to make it look more like a drawing instead of a stamped image. So this is a little diary that I've been creating, a little journal, but I just want to show you how we're going to create her to look like this. So I always stamp with Tattered Rose Distressed Oxide because it's really light and it takes away the black line and it allows you to build up your image to look a little bit more softer. So I'm just going to stamp her down, like so. And because she's going into a little journal, I'm going to tear up the paper. So I hope you can see that okay. And with my ruler, it's a bit messy I'm afraid, but I'm just going to tear off the sides. Oh, got a hair on there, sorry. Just going to tear off the sides. Using the ruler keeps it straight. And then she can go into the journal. You can have your pages all ready but stick this in. So there we are. And that's her all ready now to start colouring. So I am using Faber-Castell pencils and that is what I use all the time. And I'm going to start with the beige red. It might be called Light Flesh in other people's collections, but I think they've just rebranded and changed the colours. So I'm just going to find the point for her eye, which is here, which will then start to build up towards the bridge of her nose. And I'm just going to do a little bit of light shading around her eye, and then we'll start to colour her eye. So I do light circular motions because that helps go into the pigment of the paper. And I build it round so there's going to be a little white bit under her eye, which will be where the bag is. So eventually, with more layers of this light shade, it'll start to build up her skin tone. So I'm going to start her eye, and with a normal pencil, you can decide where you want the sparkle in her eye. So for this one, I'm going to just draw a little sparkle here, and then do the same at the other side. And if you want to define her eyelashes and things, you can do that with a normal pencil. If you don't feel confident in starting to colour in and remember where everything is once all the colours are in. But I start off with the lightest shade first in the eye and then build it up to the darkest. So for that I've used turquoise, a cobalt turquoise. And then I use a darker cobalt turquoise for around the edges, and just little lines from the outside sweeping in, and same from the bottom of the eye pupil, sorry, do the same thing. And then just be aware that this bit here at the top will always be at its darkest, because that's where the shadow is going to come in. And then just define the line, because the outside line is always going to be darkest as well. And then that helps to build up the illusion of the eye being round, and just sweep your strokes in from the end, and then darker in here as well. And then I'm going to use a brown, walnut brown, to define this line of her eye. So where you've already stamped, you can define that. That'll eventually be black. And then just colour her pupil in with a brown or an indigo blue, because that helps to build up the depth and give the eye a little bit more character. So if we do it brown first, you can also bring some of that brown into your blue as well. You'll discover, if you have the Faber-Castell, how you can layer them up. So then I have an even darker blue, and for this one it's a Prussian blue, and then for that, in at the edge, in at the corners here of the eye to build up the shadow, and then again on the outside, so making that even darker. And then sweep some of them in you can take that blue as well into the pupil and help give it a little bit more depth. And then eventually you go over that with your black. And if you want it to be really black, you can use your pencils, but sometimes I'll go into the pupil with a microfine pen, and that makes it really, really black, and that gives a lot of depth. But for today, I'm going to use just a pencil. And if you do light strokes, you can keep building up your layers, and the more layers you do, the more vibrant your colours become. So now with that black, I'm going to define the eye again. And then you start to see the eye pop a little. So you can also use a little bit of white in here, and then also put some shadows in. So with your brown or with your black, you can come over this area here and come down into the white of the eye, and then that starts to build up the eye. And then a little bit of skin tone coming around here, then that starts to define around her eye. So I do have another girl that I've been doing. I'm starting to do, maybe I should move on to this one. Yeah, we'll move on to this one. So I've done both her eyes, and I'm going to show you how I do her cheek on this one. Sometimes I do her cheeks starting from here and building in, but I quite liked doing her little round ones. So just find the central point and then just gradually let your circle get a little bit bigger, just little motions, light circular motions, and then build it up until it gets quite dark. So each time you go over, you're just putting on another layer, rather than pressing down really hard. You don't want to press hard, because then you'll burnish your pencils, and then you won't be able to do anything else. And with that pink as well, I'm going to bring that up over here, over her eye, and then that starts to build up a little bit of depth on her eyelid. If you want to, you can draw a little eyelid in there and really play around with changing how she looks, giving her different hair colours and things. So with her nose, I've done one layer of the light flesh tone, and then I draw a little circle here, and that's the point where you're going to build up to the little shine on her nose. So starting with your lightest shade first, and then building up with a cinnamon or a medium light flesh on the ends, just little sweeps up, and then coming in like so. You start to get the illusion of the nose becoming round. So you're working towards having it really white in the centre. So with a brown around the edges. You can go in and define her little nostrils with a normal pencil, so that you don't lose it when you're doing your shading, if you like. Or you can just put them in at the end, depending on how confident you are with putting them in by yourself. And then a little bit of black for her nostril, just here and here, and then underneath as well. And then under her nose, do a little dot, and a little circle here for her chin as well. And then with your light flesh, you can start to build that again. And you can bring that in over the top of her cheek that you've done, start to blend it all in, and then you get to define this little circle. Under her eye, you start to see it start to build up. You just want to do it slowly. And then if you do a little line here, and then little strokes going over the top, then you start to build up the bridge of her nose. And bring it round. like so. And then colour her lips with the light flesh. And then with the pink, I'm using Pink Madder Lake. Just start to sweep down like so, from the top in the direction of the lips. So you're going that way for this side and that way for that side, and then the same from the bottom, sweeping up. And then you want to do the same coming out from the central bit, little lines. Now you can use your normal pencil again just to define the little line here where the lips meet. And then just continue to build that up. So it's always darker in where the lips meet. And it's always a little bit darker at the bottom as well. And then you just start to build them up, and then the lips should start to look quite round. Put a little bit more pink on here. You can bring that pink in onto her nose as well. And you see it starting to build up. And then if you want me to do a little bit of her hair, you just, with the lightest colour, I've already gone in with a cream and done a base layer. But then if you want to start using these lines that are already on the stamp, use them to bring your hair in the direction that it goes. And do little strokes like so. And you build it up, you do your lightest shade first. And you leave a little bit in the centre where there's going to be a bit of a shine. And then you do your darker shade. So just having your hair going in the direction. I'm going to do this in more depth on a Facebook Live if anybody buys the stamps and wants to colour in alongside me. And I'm also going to show you how I made the little book as well. So I'm just aware that I've only got 10 minutes to show you. So I'm just going to colour in over her eyebrows a little bit. And so you would then just do a darker layer on top of that. I'm using a walnut brown. And you do the strokes from the centre, that's where her parting is, and it's darker in there. And you just build it up. So, and eventually you will eventually get to the point where she looks like that. And you can, if you have a little book, which I have started, I've just started creating a little journal, and she is going to go here. I've cut out some black card. She's going to go on here. And then I have some more of the stamps. So from this one is the A5 stamp, but I've also been using the A6 because they're so cute. Some of the words from the A6. So I took the word believing, and I'm using some distressed ink in brown, and I'm just going to turn it around and put some words going along the side, so you just see them faintly. And the same at this side. I'm just going to move her off the book, sorry. I got it the right way around, yeah. So she is believing in her own innocence. And this background is in the stamps as well. I think Barbara's going to show more how to do the backgrounds. So I then got some string and attach it to the back. And then So on here, just put down a little bit of sticky tape. And attach this here like so. And then when she comes in and sticks down here, we can then fold this over and stick down some more tape. So I'm just going to put some tape on here. Sorry, I keep bringing in my hair. And then push this down. And I imagine that as being a caged sort of feeling. And she becomes free from the cage. And we put the word in, trust. And then at the bottom, she learned to trust her own innocence. So eventually that would be stuck down, and we put that down there. And that is the start of her journey in her book. And I've got some more pages to fill. So for the next demonstration, I'm going to show you how to put the little teddy bear on here. So it'll look like this one. Yeah. So thank you for watching. I hope you were able to see that okay. And see you for the next demo. Thank you.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? It really, really is. And such a mindfulness time just to sit there and reflect and put together the craft that you love with the stamps of the collection that Dee loves. It really is a fabulous deal that we've got for you. But we do have the previous collections available for you. They're on the website. So if this is the first time you've seen A Dash of Dee and you've seen this collection and you love the style, you love the theory behind it, then there's more for you on the website. There's patience, peace, hope, there's brave, and there's faith, there's joy on there, there's new friends on there as well, there's old friends on there. And each and every design and stamp has its own meaning. And the meaning with Innocence, I'm just going to read this out to you again because it is lovely. Innocence, she went back to her darkest of days and took her childhood self by the hand and led her to a place of protection, a place where she could feel loved and could experience the true feeling of innocence. It's lovely, isn't it? It really is. It's very much thought-provoking for you, for someone else, and a really nice time just to sit down and have a think as you craft. And that's why 70% of the stock has gone. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the stamps themselves, if I may. So I've got them here. I just want to hold these up against black card just so you can see the detail that's on here. These stamps are incredible. They're all hand poured and hand finished by Clarity. And they're photopolymer resin. So all hand poured and all hand finished. Now what makes these so special is that they will take your mediums, they will take the ink and they will stamp out, giving you, as the name suggests, absolute clarity. With them being see-through as well, what's lovely about that is the fact that you can place them onto your projects, you can place them onto your pages, and this is something that Barbara Gray from Clarity herself introduced to the crafting market. And since 2010, every year, so that's 10 years, every year Clarity have been awarded Best Stamp Range every year since 2010. So that speaks volumes, doesn't it? Speaks volumes. Let me take you through the other stamps. So that's the one with the teddy bear on that gorgeous background. Oh my word. Let me get this one the right way for you. Here we go. There's Innocence herself. And you've got the teddy bear there, you've got the toy chest as well, you've got the stairs, and you've got the words that are in there for you to stamp out. I'll take that one away and show you the other stamps because we've got a marvellous, the detail in this is incredible, absolutely stunning. Let me place that like so. So, being made of photopolymer resin. Remember, all here in the UK as well. Let me turn that way. You could have this in various different ways, that being the moon, probably that way around. There you go. But what's lovely about this, you could use the whole of that image, but you could just use part of that if you wanted to create a different style background, which is beautiful, and you can see the detail that's in there. Let me move back Could you see that more that way round? It's just because it's against the black. Yeah, it's just the way I'm showing you because it's stamped. You'll always see it in reverse when I show it you this way, because then you lift it up and that will be the stamped image left behind. And let me show you this one. There's a third stamp there. Oh, we've seen that one. Sorry, that's me. That's... No, we've not. We've not seen that one. Because we've got two different sizes in his... Oh, no, we have. I'm going to start again. We have, because you've got the two different sizes. There you go. So let's bring that to the side. There you go. So you've got the smaller one and the larger one with the same images. So again, great for journaling, great for your larger pieces of art, which is fabulous. And we've seen the teddy bear as well. So incredible stamps, all made here in the UK, lots of detail in there. And you also have the phrases as well. So let's show you some samples here. This is using the teddy bear, and you've got the phrase there, possibilities. Possibilities. So think about the possibilities and the different pieces of artwork that you're going to put together when you get these home. It could relate to you, going back to your childhood, or it could relate to a new child in your family, especially that one. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? The design team have worked incredibly hard putting together this collection. And I do need to mention Tina Ashton and Teresa Scott as well, which are new to the team. This, oh, excuse me, this one is by Anne Dimitri. Beautiful, that is, absolutely stunning. Whether you're using your watercolours or whether you're using your inks, whether you're then putting down your backgrounds with acrylics and stamping over them, each and every time going to look absolutely wonderful. Look at that image there. I mean, what does that say to you? That image is going to say so much to so many different people. Absolutely love that. Available on Freedom. You're saving £20.50. We're so busy. We really, really are. 2 payments of £24.74 if you want to go for this brand new collection launched here today at 9 o'clock, and nearly 3/4 of the stock has gone, my word. And we want to thank you for joining us here on Hochanda. I want to thank you for purchasing from us today. Right, we've got more demonstrations coming up, and here's the second part to the first demonstration from Dee.
Hi everyone, I now wanted to show you how to do the little teddy bear on the other page. So we started off in the first hour colouring in Innocence, and now I want to continue and give her her story throughout the journal. So I have my bear, and I'm using the Tattered Rose Distressed Oxide, and I'm going to stamp it up. Whoops. Over here. So I hope you can see that. It is light with the Tattered Rose, but like I've said before, it helps to create a softer finish and it makes it look more like a drawing. So I'm just going to put the word Innocence on my little stamping block, and I'm just going to use some more of the distressed ink, and I'm going to put the word Innocence up here. There we are. And I'm now going to show you how to colour our little bear. So I'm starting with the light flesh tone, like what we do with her face, and then around the edges of his head just start to build this colour in, and you can see it's very close to the colour of the Tattered Rose, which helps keep it look more natural. So just following all the way around the line, like so, and we'll do that on the rest of his body as well. Just colouring his little arms and some of his tummy, so coming in over the line, but keeping the central bit light, keeping it white. And then there's going to be a shadow under his chin, so that little bit dark there as well. And same with his little legs and around his feet. And then I'm going to use, it is raw umber and do the same as what we've just done, just coming around the edges, little circular motions all the way around the side of his head, and in here a little bit darker in there, and up around here, and up around his nose. Start to build up a little bit of a shadow in here. And under his chin. And just around the edges. And inside his nose, I'm going to use an ivory. So just colour this in. And you can bring that ivory up into the little light bits that you've left now. And same on his tummy. And that'll make his tummy look a little bit shinier in there. And for his nose, I'm going to use, you can do the same with the nose as what you do with your pupils. Build them up with different shades of black, but for speed, I'm going to go straight in with the black, and then I'm going to use a pen, the fine liner pen, to make it look deeper. And then just find your little line where his little nose is, and the same with his eyes. Got a little line here. And then with the black, just emphasise in here around his ears. And then in under his chin, because that's going to be like a shadow. And then with the walnut brown, I'm going to emphasise his stitching, which comes down his tummy. You can do that with a black or whatever colour you want. And I'm just going to emphasise his little patch here. And I'm going to put some pink on his cheeks. So just find a little point in the centre, and then just like what we did with the girls' cheeks, just make your circles, just gradually let them get a little bit bigger. So he's blushing. And I'm going to use the same shade of pinks in his balloon. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the light flesh, and I'm going to find a point where it's going to be shiny and just draw a little shiny point, and then just shade in the balloon. Keep this little bit here in the centre a little bit lighter as well, and then build it up with a darker pink. Just emphasise the little balloon bit, and then gradually just build it up. It's always going to be darker here, so you can get a little bit heavier handed there, and then just gradually drag it round. If you go around the outside first, you've got more control over your pencil and of the picture. Instead of going straight into at the centre, just start at the outside and start to work your way in, and then you'll get a feel for where it's meant to be lighter and darker. And so this point here, you can like do little sweeps here, because that's like a little pulled bit of the balloon where it's pulled in. That bit's a bit darker. And then use your pink to take it all the way around, and again start to drag it in like what we did earlier. And then you can use a darker shade of pink, or you could bring in a red even. I might bring in a, no, I won't bring in a red because I don't have one. I'm not prepared, I didn't bring a red one. I'm also going to do the same on the little pads of his feet. So we'll do our pale colour first. and then darker pink, and then just do it in around the edges, like so. Just darken up his cheeks a little bit. I might put a little bit of pink in his ears as well. And with a darker brown, just do the top of his head. I'm going to do his ears as well. So have it a little bit darker on the top of his head and coming down here around his ears. Here at the top of his nose. And then that starts to give a bit of an illusion of his nose coming out, and then it's a little bit darker in here, and then a little bit of a shadow coming down. But play around with your colours, you know, you might want to do a different coloured teddy bear. And use this brown just to emphasise the lines that were here for his little paws, and then in here. Then that starts to build up another little bit of depth. Bring it round, so not all the way, maybe just a little bit here. And in under here, you can bring out some shadows as well, to show that he's sitting down, if you like. And sorry, I'm just going to darken up around here a little bit. And I'm just trying to keep the central bit quite light. So, and then he's got his string of his balloon, so you can change the colour of that or keep it light. I'm going to use, what will I use? I think I'm going to use my black. So I'm going to use my micron pen just to emphasise his eyes again in here. And his nose. Just every now and again, a little bit of black in under here, where his shadow's going to be. And I'm going to follow this line with my black pen. And he's got it coming round into his paw, and then he's got another little bit coming out here. Put a little bit of black in here as well. So hopefully you can see how you can build them up with your pencils. And a little bit of black as well, probably around the top bit of the balloon, like so. So, there we are. You can keep going and make it darker, a lot more layers. And he needs a little bit of black in here under his paws as well. So, but I'm hoping that you can see by layering up your pencils, you can make him look quite hand-drawn instead of stamped. He's quite cute. I'm going to put some more pink in his balloon. You can use your light gel pens and things to emphasise the whites as well. I'm also going to put a little bit of brown around his nose here, and then that emphasises it as well, brings it out. Just like little star shape. And then emphasise round the side. So it helps with your drawing as well, because you're just going over the lines. Because you've done it with the lighter ink, it's giving you more control, and it's allowing you to do a little bit of drawing, which might help anyone who wants to draw, build up their confidence. So you can bring that out as a little shadow. And have it a little bit darker in under here as well. So there, that's me. I've now started the first few pages of the story of Hope. Sorry, not Hope, Innocence. Getting mixed up with my other stamps. There. I've got a little bit of material, and then stick it here at the side. And then it makes it feel a little bit more childlike, and as if you're telling a a story. So I hope you like that. So I'm just going to lift it up a little bit and let you see the full diary. Yeah. So like I say, I'm going to show you how to do the diary and some more colouring on a Facebook Live if you want to join me on, I think it's a Sunday, next Sunday. But I'll put things on my Facebook page for you. But I hope you've enjoyed my little demonstration. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you very much, Dee. Another wonderful demonstration. Don't forget you can check out A Dash of Dee on Facebook, and Dee will take you on your journey of drawing, and it's so fascinating to watch as well how the colouring just all comes together, and that's what these stamps can really provide you as well, that mindfulness, that time when you sit down, you stamp out that image and then you start to colour it in and do it different each and every time. Right, we're very, very busy for that brand new collection, but we're going to take you now and have a look at some other collections. These are some old friends. You may have seen these before, or you may not have. This is Hope, Faith, Joy and Brave. So let me introduce you to Brave just there. I think that's a lovely image. Absolutely love that. Brave, he began to replace his fear of the unknown with curiosity. He had rediscovered the depth of his bravery and was ready to step out of the darkness and into the light and into his newfound courage. Now that is a he, but of course you could, if you wanted to, it could be a she. That probably would be me, because that's what I looked like when I was younger, with short hair. That's lovely. That's brave. That's brave. Let me introduce you now to Hope. This is Hope. She made the brave decision to open the cage, dust off her wings and follow the path of her dreams. I think we can all relate to that, whether we're younger, whether we are in the middle stages of our lives, or whether we're a little older and wiser. I think we can all relate to that. Let me introduce you now to Faith. This is Faith. She sprinkled her own kind of magic everywhere and soon started to live her own kind of fairy tale. If I turn it that way, you'll see could be a mermaid. Could be anything you want it to be. Now let me introduce you to Joy. She finally discovered the true power of self-love, self-care, self-compassion, and most importantly, self-acceptance. Absolutely stunning. So with this collection, you get your 4 friends, the old friends, might be new friends to you, and you also get the phrase sheets, which are in black and white, and you get the masks as well. So you can really start to layer up your images whilst protecting the main part of your focus to your artwork. 360211 is your item number, and if you want to get hold of that, £29.96, saving £10. Let me show you some samples. I've introduced you to the friends, but now I want to show you what you can do with those stamps. So you could use all of them actually in one collection, which would be really nice. Another lovely one, there's Faith, just sitting there. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't have to be the full mermaid. It doesn't have to be the full mermaid. You could just use part of that image and then take the latter part of the image of the tail and then use that without the face. You see, there is so much that you can do with these fabulous stamps. This one here, it's a nice easel card using the Clarity special papers that we have available on the show, as well as this one is right there. You're going to have so much joy, and you are going to be very brave when you get these home and start stamping. 360211, and yes, you've got to have faith to make the purchase. There you go, £10, saving £29.96. Now we've also got some new friends for you. Yes, we have some new friends. So on go the specs again. Let's introduce you, then we'll see some samples. Okay, right, here is Peace. Let me introduce you to Peace. She had been searching for her true path for such a long time. One day she could hear a gentle whisper from within. She trusted her instinct. It led her to her true path, and she never looked back. That could be you. Let's introduce you now to Honor. This is Honor. He knew that he had to let go, or let it be. He realised that he had to walk away from the things that he could not control. As he watched his burdens blow away, he began to feel a lot lighter. Let me introduce you to Clarity. Can you see the theme that we've got running through your new friends? She realised that her insecurities had been created by other people's unrealistic expectations. When she stopped listening, she could see that she was perfect just as she was. There you go. And let me introduce you to Patience. She encouraged her little girl's dreams and nurtured her natural talents. She gave her the inner strength to listen to her heart's desires and follow the path to her wildest dreams. Isn't that lovely? Now let's see some samples made from these stamps, made from the brand new friends. This is by Julie Dunn. Isn't that lovely? Using hope, honour and clarity. This one by Jane Telford. Again, another lovely message there. Forever friends, and that's what you can do with these. You can bring them together and they will be friends. If you didn't want to use the main images, you've got the different parts of the stamp sets that you can use as well. And it's all about colouring, isn't it? Be adventurous with your colouring. And if you're not a colourist or you're a little bit nervous about colouring, then they also look absolutely fabulous in that monochrome look as well. So whatever your style of craft, whatever message you want to deliver, let your new friends guide you there, and I'm sure you will love each and every one. They're lovely, aren't they? And it's something that you will just look at. It's something that you will receive as a gift. It could be on a card and you just look at that. It's thought-provoking, is it? Along with the stamps, you're also getting the masks and you're getting the face sheets as well. So those are your brand new friends if you want to go for that particular one. It's Patience, it's Clarity, it's Honour and it's Peace. And these are Dee's new collection. You also get, of course, these little mini artworks as well to give you some encouragement to colour in. These have been on before, but these are new friends. They're called New Friends, and they might be new to you. £29.96, saving £10. Let's have a look at the website. This is where you can go to see all the different sets we've got available for you. So if this is your first time you've seen A Dash of Dee, if this is the first time you've seen the artwork and you're absolutely loving it, which I know many of you are, then go and have a look at previous collections. Go and have a look at the previous sets available to you. We've also got the A5 stamp sets where you get 13 stamps, a mask and 2 A5 phrase sheets. They're £14.99 with the different characters. But let's come back with the brand new launch from this morning. My word, we've been very busy for Dee's Innocence. 85% of the stock has gone. Wow, we do have another show later on this afternoon with some more demonstrations for you at 1 o'clock. So with this set, you've got your 32 stamps. Remember, these are photopolymer resin. They're hand poured and they're hand finished here in the UK. So they are excellent for using with your different mediums. Absolutely incredible. And Clarity Stamps have been awarded Best Stamp Range every year since 2010. So Barbara, Dave, Paul and the team work incredibly hard to deliver you quality time and time again. Also, Barbara has a wonderful eye for talent, and certainly has found that with A Dash of Dee. It's a lovely collection, and it might be a collection that means something to you. Maybe means something to you when you were younger, something that you can relate to as well. Or maybe it's something that relates to somebody in your life. The story with Innocence. She went back to her darkest days and took her childhood self by hand and led her to a place of protection, a place where she could feel loved and could experience the true feeling of innocence. Now, your designs can be as dreamy as you like. They can be colourful and thought-provoking. They can be very simplistic and innocent in the way that you put your artwork together. It's a wonderful collection, £54.97. It is a why not deal, because if you become a Freedom member today, you will take advantage of that great saving, being a Freedom member and having your P&P included. You can also divide the cost into 2 payments on FlexiBuy. So go the same way as 85% of the stock has gone already. If you want this in your basket, place it in now, but do check on out to make sure you get your collection and you don't miss out. 460012. Stay where you are though, because we've got more coming up for you on Hochanda.